In the previous video about GRIP6 wool socks, my director and I were provided some factory seconds by GRIP6 to evaluate. We decided to try them out for the first time by hiking a moderate trail at Red Rock Canyon National Conservation Area outside of Las Vegas, Nevada. In this video, I continue on wearing the same GRIP6 wool socks at some other national parks in America's Southwest. At the end of the video, you'll see the result of the hikes that I did on different terrain. Also in this video, I try to show off the beauty of some of these national parks, but the video really doesn't do them justice. If you've never been, I highly recommend that you go. It is really something that you have to experience yourself in order to appreciate. Now on to the video. I decided to test out the GRIP6 socks in another national park. I'm just going to hike the Cambo Trail, and I'm not sure how far I'll go on the trail or if I'll even follow it properly. There's a couple different trails, it looks like, in this area. You see there's loose sand. It's about 82 degrees out right now and mostly sunny. There's some high clouds. I'm wearing the Thorogood Warfighter boots again, and really what I'm testing out with these GRIP6 socks this time is that last night at the hotel I decided to wash laundry. So I included the socks that I'd only worn for one day in with the wash. I washed them with Tide detergent on cold, but I dried them on high heat. And I thought, if anything's going to make them shrink, that will do it. Well, I just put them on with my boots, and they fit about as snug as they did before I had washed them. It feels like a pair of dress socks. Now that's mostly because they're size 12s, or they max out at size 12, and I have a size 13 foot. But they were comfortable when I wore them at Red Rock Canyon. I want to see if they're comfortable today at Saguaro National Park. This trail here at Saguaro National Park is an easy trail. There aren't a lot of changes in elevation. It's just loose sand with some rocks. The trail is wide enough that you really don't have to worry about scraping against anything. I'm wearing shorts, whereas sometimes when I'm out hiking these trails in the national parks, I'm wearing long pants even on a hot day because it's really easy to brush against cacti and whatnot. There are some places on the trail where it gets a little narrow and gets a little rocky. Overall though, these Thorogood Warfighter boots are comfortable. and I'm getting good footing, and these GRIP6 wool socks are comfortable as well. So I traveled 7/10 of a mile on an easy trail. I've got to do another 7/10 of a mile to get back to where I parked. Really what I was checking out the GRIP6 socks for was how well they fit after their first wash. They didn't slide down at all, they're not quitters, and they're just as comfortable as the first time I wore them. So what I need to do now is try these socks out on a few other trails and maybe at work, just to see how well that they do over time as far as durability and comfort. I'm not sure how high up the trail is going to take me. I decided to cut through all of that, and it wasn't too smart. I know better. My experience doing this sort of thing, I know better, but I did it anyhow. And I'm gonna pay for it later. I got all kinds of little cuts on my legs. It's gonna burn for a couple days. I'll be fine. And I really don't know if I saved any time or not, but I did get a good chance to test out my GRIP6 socks here and see how comfortable they are in these Thorogood Warfighter boots. And I have to say that despite the terrain is rough, the socks are comfortable still. I've got one more place I want to test them out before I try the GRIP6 wool socks in a work environment. Nature. Okay, let's get up the hill. They've even got a place up here where you can sit and watch the sunset. The fruit on the prickly pear is called a tunid. And what you would do is you would take this off with some tongs, because it's got really small thorns in it. You take a torch or some fire, burn the thorns off, then you slice it in half, you scoop out the seeds in the middle, and you cut off the outside husk, and you've got a red fruit that's lightly sweet. I wonder if I can get up there. Okay, so I've made it this far, and the GRIP6 wool socks are still very comfortable. I could probably use some new insoles for the boots. I bought some of those last night, and I said, oh, I'll have time to put them in. I should have put them in. But the old ones are holding up. It's just I think it would make a difference, because I can't remember how long I've had these in there. 6 months, a year. Well, I made it to the base of the rocks at the peak. That was my goal. I wasn't sure if I was going to reach it. The view up here is, it's worth it. Worth the hike. It's a little bit too steep for me to keep going safely by myself. So I'm just gonna stop right here. I think that's far enough. I've got my other camera below on the tripod. Just gonna sit up here and watch the sun set. So why am I pointed at a trash can in a hotel room? Well, because my GRIP6 wool socks took a lot of abuse. So this is, one of those piss poor planning kind of things. More or less, I spent time shooting footage early in the day, which took away from time at the end of the day to get to the Oregon Mountains Desert Peaks National Monument. I wanted to shoot the sunset there, and what I should have done was put on long pants at some point. I wore shorts today because it was in the 80s where I've been at, and I wanted to be comfortable. And I knew that if I didn't have long pants on, I could run into a problem where I'm going through rough terrain and I'm going to get cut up. Well, I got to the national park, national monument, kind of late. So, yeah, my legs got cut up. I got what I asked for. Piss poor planning on my part. However, I did already have my boots and my socks on. I did change into those at one point during the stop. Now, because of that, I did have the socks up a little bit past the boots, and that offered me some protection. You can see the socks just absorbed all of these, what we like to call in the South, pickers. All these here pickers here. And that protected part of my leg. The boots got some of it too. The Cordura nylon sides got some of it. But now I've got to pull all this stuff out if I want to wear these socks tomorrow at White Sands National Park, formerly White Sands National Monument. But I'm going to have to pick them out one way or the other because this is not going to come out in the wash. This may actually, I don't know. But just thought I would put this in with one of the videos about the socks, that they will protect you from these sorts of things if for some reason you have them on and they're exposed, because you're wearing shorts, or I don't know, you're wearing these with your flip-flops or something. But yeah, there's a limit to that. It doesn't even matter whether they're made out of wool or not. It doesn't, this stuff sticks to pretty much anything. But it is coming out. It's just going to take some work. Oh, I want to also add this, that these socks are thick enough that I'm putting my hand in here, and I only feel a couple of these seem to have pushed their way through. Otherwise, though, the rest of them are on the exterior. They haven't worked their way in. So I'm out here at White Sands National Park this morning to further evaluate the GRIP6 wool socks. Now, last night at the hotel room, I pulled as many of the pickers that I collected up on the Oregon Mountains out of the socks. There are a few still embedded in there. I just couldn't get them out, but none of them have been jabbing me in the ankles or feet on the hour drive from Las Cruces out here this morning. So in doing so, I kind of did pull some material off the socks. I didn't quite wear any holes in them, but I did damage the socks some. So I think that might help me with the continued evaluation of these socks as far as how well they hold up getting washed with that sort of, I guess you could call, damage to the socks. Now, somebody might think that walking in sand dunes really isn't a fair evaluation of these wool socks for hiking, but actually I think it is. Now, even though it's only 57 out today, the sun is out, so it's going to warm up. I won't be here all day, but on a really hot day, it does make a difference. When I'm walking up these sand dunes, it's the potential to lose traction is there. There's going to be a little bit more labor. More or less, my feet are going to sweat. So with these Thorogood Warfighter boots, these desert boots, I should get fair traction on the sand dunes, but I think this is another good location to evaluate these socks as far as from a hiking standpoint. In addition to my GRIP6 wool socks, I've got my GRIP6 work belt on. It's supporting my Atlas 46 cell phone pouch and Leatherman pouch, and I'm still wearing I have in my pocket, I guess you could say, or wearing my GRIP6 wallet, which conveniently carries my park pass. So, let me take the camera off the tripod and get out into the sand dunes. Don't know if the mic will pick it up, but you can hear them turning up jets in the distance at Holloman Air Force Base. I've probably only hiked about a mile from the truck. My time here is limited, so I've got to turn around and head back. I'm parked over there somewhere. I'll find it. So far, the socks are comfortable. I don't really have any issues with them. And this is the last hike that I'll be making in a national park for a while. So further evaluation will be at work and deer hunting. Okay, I got to make up some time. We're going to try a little jogging. Some asshole left their trash out here. So in conclusion, I wore these socks 5 times over the course of 3 weeks. I washed them 5 times. I used cold water, Tide laundry detergent, and Lysol laundry sanitizer. And in those 3 weeks, I wore a hole in both pair where my big toe is. Now, before somebody says I'm just nasty and don't exercise personal hygiene, my nails were trimmed. I contacted GRIP6 about these holes, and they said maybe it was because these were a set of prototype socks. I got these before they released this style of sock to the public recently. Now, in fairness, here's a set of Wolverine socks. These are work boot kind of socks, you know, set up for steel-toed boots and whatnot. And even though these are cotton, not wool, I wear these once a week, wash them once a week, and in 5 months, I wore the holes in these socks as well. So, you know, wearing them 5 times versus wearing them, I guess that would be what, at least 20 times. So I'm really not sure what to think of this. But maybe it's just I've got big Fred Flintstone toes. I'm not sure. Something, though, about this is these are one size too small. So what I've decided to do is another video where I wear the same style socks in similar conditions, and I'll be wearing an extra large, the correct size for my feet. Let's see if I get the same result. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching.